Welcome to the weekly feeling and time-based podcast, Spiritfolk Saturdays. Today we're here to talk about episode 69, part 3 of the Gods Are Gone arc. I'm your host, Elfie, Spirit of Painkillers. Joining us this week are Kappa,
Spirit of Physics,
Danny,
Arizona green tea. There.
alright, Pharaoh,
Spirit of Sudden Livestream Announcements,
and Raven.
I didn't think of a spirit. I'm sorry.
Well, you need one.
Spirit of Forgetfulness.
Spirit of forgetfulness, that works.
Alright, so there was an Easter episode, or a Greaster episode. Haha.
Why is it even called that? It has no relevance to the story, or...
Because it's an Alarani holiday.
Gonna be honest, I really wish I could have actually seen what Greaster is like. I kind of loved watching them all panic over shitty all-around holidays. It's like one of my favorite things.
There's always next year.
There is always
This
next
is true.
year.
Like, I really like the Alarani holidays, they're so terrifying.
Oh god.
Terrifying and disappointing. Don't forget the disappointing.
I don't think they're disappointing.
Or remember Ashe specifically complained about how the eclipse was really, really lame?
Yeah.
It wasn't even a good eclipse.
Lame isn't the equivalent of disappointing. Would you say the tax goats are disappointing?
No.
But they
That's
aren't
good.
lame either.
Yeah. One
How
aspect of a holiday doesn't define the entire holiday.
I mean, it's better than a monster.
Anything is better than the tax goat.
I don't know, tax goats seem pretty useful so far.
I like the
Yeah, when they're on your side.
I
True.
can only imagine what would happen if Marcus got his hands on a Greaster bunny.
No.
We don't even know what that entails. What does that even mean?
We don't want to know.
Well, considering how
know.
terrifying Dog was, nothing good.
Like, at least with the tax goat, he seemed to have preparations ready. Unless it was like a nightmare where nothing seemed to work for the preparations, maybe the Greaster bunny is worse than the tax goat because, like, there's nothing you can do to stop it or something.
No, he told the imp to like lock the door or something, but the imp didn't do it, so I assume it's the...
I really liked Indian just diving out the way constantly.
Oh god, that was amazing.
I appreciate that she's terrified of Ashe.
Yeah.
She just noped right the fuck out of there. It was great.
How long was she under there? Did she use a spell? Was she occasionally sticking a reed up to breathe? That was like 8 minutes.
Magic, probably. So, who else really enjoyed Kira and Colvin meeting at long last?
Oh god, that was amazing.
I'm terrified if they become better friends.
I'm excited.
I'm forever impressed by Jay's ability to swap voices at like a moment's notice.
Yeah.
And you can still tell who the characters are if you're not, even if you're not paying attention. It's great.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
I love the Horvin and Colvin interaction. I feel like they just get into a staring contest.
Oh my god, it would be too honorant for honorant if they got into a staring contest. They'd start involving punching.
Yeah, but we
Without
don't
ever
know.
breaking eye contact.
For all he goes on about truth, what is Colvin's truth? For all we know, they agree on the same truth and would actually be like amazing friends.
That's even more terrifying. The two of them both backing the same truth is terrifying.
Oh.
That'd be awesome.
Before I forget, I really like that Ashe tried to use the way that Colvin's powers work to cheat for the chili, and I am very, very
Yes.
bummed out that Jay did not let it work.
The chili monster.
Yeah, that was... They made a chili golem.
Yeah,
I want my own monitor lizard made of chili now.
I have this
Why?
horrible feeling it's
Why
come back
would you?
Because it's a chili monster?
Okay, Thera, you were saying?
I have this horrible feeling it's going to come back and bite them in the ass, either figuratively or literally.
I was going to say they're going to bite it in the ass.
That could also
Or-
happen.
Or Indian's just going to eat the whole... Oh my god, I hope she makes an entire army of them. Because, like, we saw that it just increased in volume. So if she could get it to keep increasing in volume, she could have either one giant chili golem or an army of chili golems. And either way, or an army plus some giant ones. No matter how you combine this, it's going to be pretty cool if it happens.
And then Horvin beats it to death with his spoon.
Horvin beats it to death with his spoon, while all of the Bronze Clan mooks run out into battle, thrilled because they get to fight and also finally eat good slop. Everyone wins.
No, I was thinking, it's a chili golem made of food. Does that mean it would slowly rot and go bad, or?
I mean, there's a lot of magic involved in there. Normally, I don't think food feels pain, so it's sort of a mixed bag.
Does food feel pain? Isn't its like ultimate weakness water then? Because it's mostly like a kind of a goopy solid. So I mean, you just throw it in a pool and it kind of all just dilutes.
Or overcook it, and then it just kind of hardens and basically anything you can do to food.
I'm just imagining it going like it's like the Wicked Witch of the West melting.
Yeah.
You throw a bucket of water on it.
But you have to have Inion's hat on it when it does the I'm melting thing.
I really, really wish Inion's hat was a thing you could buy, because it looks like a really awesome hat, and I want it.
I just get the dumbest mental image for no reason I can discern, which is like, I imagine the chili monster holding like a broomstick and wearing her hat, and then I imagine it doing, like, Inion is trying to teach it to fight, and it's just doing a jig.
She's trying so hard. It's not working.
It really likes salsa music.
Oh god. Let's see. I had notes for once. Oh yeah, Gregor can't smell apparently.
Oh, that, yeah.
Isn't that an outcome of the when he got stabbed by what's his face in the Golem arc? I
can't remember.
Oh yeah, because he started to say, first he like lost his sense of smell and a few other things, and then he couldn't feel anything, and then he started feeling again and very much regretted it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
surprised he hasn't mentioned that before now, but I guess it hasn't come up.
Yeah, it's not really a thing that happens regularly.
I mean, I'm sure it would probably help some in the monster slaying, but at the same time, it probably also gives him a certain advantage whenever something like Stinking Cloud would have no effect.
True.
It's specifically written into the rule that Stinking Cloud has no effect on things that can't smell. I'm a nerd, sorry. By the way, what was with Kier being all goofy? Because didn't Jay say that Kier's actually a pretty decent cook? Or is that if he gets some practice, he could be a decent cook?
If he gets practice and like gets, he could be really, really good.
Well, I mean, it's all chemistry, edible chemistry.
Hey, look, my mum's a chemist. She's not actually that good at cooking, but don't tell her that.
Hope she doesn't listen to the podcast.
She doesn't. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I hope that at some point Kier gets lots of practice, because having him be the group chef would be great. It's just like playing Russian roulette. There's always this chance that during your delicious meal you're going to turn purple or something. You never know for sure, but it's probably going to taste good anyway. And it'll usually, wear off in a few hours. Just don't smell vinegar in the meantime.
I really like the idea of Kieran Don't having a cook-off.
Yes.
That is my favorite mental image.
She does more baking, he does more cooking.
Yeah.
Oh god,
have that. I want that.
Yeah. That'd be so cute.
Ashe can be the taste tester.
Oh, what would be even cuter is if they were forced to work together to cook something.
Oh, they would just end up like tossing various cooking supplies at each other behind the counter.
Food fights.
Yeah, it would just kind of slowly go more and more in a comedy show, wacky, out of control situation direction, until eventually there was flour everywhere. There were casualties all over the place. No one was left without some form of cooking stuff in their hair. The carnage would be great and terrible.
And then Thog walks in and is appropriately horrified at the waste.
Just walks in, stares for like 5 minutes. I was gone for 2 fucking hours.
I found it funny how they already had like their own domestic AU planned out, where it's like Marcus and Kier, they do the cooking, and then like Ashe is like the bread maker and she goes adventuring.
It's
To
called
be
Nine
fair-
Friends, Adventures and Dines.
Yeah, see? So they're really just living up to their name. They just need to make sure there's a healthy balance there.
Or
'Cause,
they
like-
could go on extremely exotic adventures in order to find like bizarre ingredients.
Yes,
Yeah.
mix the two together. Perfect.
They do that extreme cooking thing where they're cooking out on top of like a volcano or something.
Episode was amazing.
Oh god, that was amazing.
There were like the two things that I feel summarized that episode was Ashe, what? And then just Marcus, no.
Marcus,
Yeah.
yes.
I have a note that just says Marcus, no, bad, and I don't know what it was referring to.
It could have been referring
Possibly
to killing all
his-
other contestants,
It's
and
possible.
my response is Marcus, yes.
No, it's probably referring to his really terrible planning.
That's okay, just saying that, like, and the fact that he didn't tell anyone, and like he's the one that's like saying, Ashe, why'd you do that? But like he didn't tell anyone, so what do you expect her to do
Hmm.
besides
Yeah.
not mutilate herself?
Technically, they all would have been screwed anyway if she hadn't, because even with his thing, they were still helpless when that guy approached. So it was only Ashe being her usual hardcore self that saved them all. Have you noticed something though, guys? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just me, but it seems like the spirit folk, once everybody's down, tend to go for Kier first.
Technically, physically wise, he looks the strongest, so he'd be the one I'd go for.
But
Yeah.
he's attacked the least during them. Like, he had no proper weapon the second time. He hadn't attacked at all. All other 3 of them had shown serious aggression. Why would they go for the one guy who hadn't actually proven himself to be a threat, who'd mostly been hanging back?
I feel like this might be an instance of breaking the fourth wall where they go for the main trio more because they're the main characters, but they go for Kier because it's more of an easy thing to deal with if he gets critically injured than if one of the main trio gets critically injured.
Maybe it's like the fact that he's been around Spiritfolk for so long, like they can like smell that on him or something like that. Like how like you live with a cat for a while, you can smell the cat on you, and so like other like dogs and like animals like that will be like attracted to you.
Stupidest thing, but now I'm just imagining like Don't going up and sniffing his ankles and turning away. Come on, I didn't realize the other house had spirits. I'm sorry, Don't.
I just appreciated the way Marcus treated it like it was so obvious when he says we should have stayed behind and killed the other contestants, and then everyone's just like, what?
Yeah.
Then he blames the mustache.
Like, they all have their little moments of total psychosis.
Because murder has become the norm.
Honestly, if we ever get a moment where Kier willingly wants to murder the shit out of someone, something's gone very, very bad.
Yeah.
I kind of think that would be terrifying, but would also be interesting to see. But obviously, there'd have to be a lot more stuff building up to it, like a lot. Again, I
Yeah.
want that thing, like, it was a throwaway in his introduction episode where he created the first force field, but I swear to God, I want his gadgets to get more awesome time. Like, I want him to actually have something that basically is a technological version of mage armor. Dude deserves some more awesome time. Also, maybe, like, he could make a new sword with a slot that would, or grooves, so basically he could put, compounds into the handle or near the top of his blade and have them just run down the blade, like, in small grooves, so whatever recent horrifying concoction he had come up with, he could be cutting into people when he hit them with the sword.
So a chainsaw.
Or a chainsaw. A chainsaw would also work.
Oh.
I feel like we're straying into the realm of like Ruby-esque weapons here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like this
like
is
load it
like-
with gunpowder, shoot people in the face with a sword.
Maybe too horrifying for Kier, though.
Yeah, it probably is. He's too much of a sweetie.
He's quite gentle, I guess, in
He
some ways.
already kind of flipped out that one time they accidentally killed they killed that guy. He's like, oh,
Oh my god, right in the throat! Always the throat!
Yeah, he doesn't really like watching people get murdered.
and yet, look at all the people he hangs out with.
I wonder if, like, whenever he sees them kill someone, like someone people-shaped rather than a monster, if he ever has flashbacks.
So we finally saw the bile baths this episode
Yes.
from this
Oh, yeah.
from the second stream, first stream. So that means that we're presumably going to see the skunk spiders and the lich owl.
That owl lich is gonna be terrifying. What if
I
the
don't
spirit
know.
folk-
Remember, Faust thought that it was really super cute, and then we got the best little no in the history of ever. Two bats making a nest in his hair.
I'm
Wait.
stippling my fingers evilly. You can't see it though.
We'll just imagine it.
What if the lich owl is the spirit folk they gotta kill at the end?
Doubt it.
I don't know.
Eh.
I'm thinking it's that thing that was in the ceiling, and Marcus saw it, and it was like a lizardy reptilian face. So
I'm thinking that maybe it's a giant spider, because those spider webs were way bigger and stronger than any normal spider makes.
But they're skunk spiders.
So maybe it's a giant Oh my god, why didn't I connect the skunk spiders with the spider webs? I should have connected that.
When I first saw all those creatures, I thought it was gonna be like a haunted forest, and nope, we're in a crypt.
Well, it wouldn't be an adventure without at least one creepy ass cave.
It's true. I mean, one of the two games they're basing it off of is called Dungeons and Dragons. We have yet to see a dragon firsthand, so the dungeon was needed.
They saw a dragon in Meatshire.
That
That
does not count.
That
does
counts.
not count.
That's a dragon. You didn't specify a real dragon.
I can agree with Elfie. That totally counts as a dragon. It's a shitty dragon, but a dragon.
By that standard, we would also have to count all the miniature dragons made out of fire and fun powder that came out of it afterwards when they were right before Nude Marcus happened. Oh no, Nude Marcus was through the sheep. Small dragons and multiplying all of the adventurers who then ran away on fire was the dragon.
Also, they've been in a dungeon before.
Oh yeah, for Varendir.
And the Lair of the Pigbat King.
That was not a dungeon.
That was a dungeon!
A dungeon has to have at least 4 rooms. That had like 2.5.
Does the Prison of Lights count as a dungeon?
The Prison of Lights is definitely a dungeon.
Oh god. I like that they did mention the fact that it was giving them flashbacks.
Yeah. I said in chat that it was like Prison of Lights 2.0, and then Marcus said that, and I'm like, huh.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a creepy, abandoned mass filled with bizarre creatures and a giant spirit folk who wants to kill them, so I mean, it's not exactly too far off.
Yeah, at the same time, I think even if this thing is technically stronger, it will still be less scary than the Prison of Lights. Because the atmosphere for Prison of Lights was just the music, man. That was really what. Well,
they didn't really fight the monster in the Prison of Lights. They kind of ran from it. This one, they're going to have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's comparing. It's comparing what's that one game where it like loves to kill you and it's the most sadistic thing ever?
I want to be the guy.
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Yeah,
Dark Souls.
It's like comparing Dark Souls and Amnesia: The Dark Descent. One of them, you'll probably die more and you'll have to fight big scary things. But the other one, it's spookier because you're helpless and you just have to run.
What is it with spirits and human sacrifices?
I guess we're delicious.
Well, that guy certainly seems to think so.
I was honestly expecting it to be the kind of situation where the spirit folk is actually super nice and it's just the Enorians being jerks, and nope.
Yeah.
The spirit folk is apparently super creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought was gonna happen. They get down there, it would be like, oh, hello! But nope, it's immediately like, oh, hello there, I'm going to eat you.
I really would have laughed if, oh my god, I swear, if it turns out to be a giant pig bat, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I really, really doubt it.
If it turns out to be the Pigbat King, I'm gonna lose it. Also, I will never get over how both Thog and Ashe just had moments of disbelief and like temporarily having to adjust their worldview as soon as they realized that it was real, that there was such a thing as a Pigbat. Like, they just had this bonding moment even.
That was a good moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Thing about Ashe, apparently, just doesn't actually sleep very much
Like,
at all.
doesn't sleep often, yeah.
I'm going to compare her to someone I know and suggest that she just doesn't enjoy sleeping because bad things happen in her sleep. Dream.
Yeah, she seems like the type of person who would get like really bad nightmares and shit, and that's probably why she doesn't sleep that much.
I mean,
Yeah, what if the nightmares are tied to her guardian thing and she's dreaming of everything that's going wrong back on Meath?
oh man, that would be like brutal.
I feel it necessary to point out that Kier and Marcus carry spare cloaks for each other,
Yes.
That's adorable. It's
which
so
is
cute.
like outrageously cute. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it because if your cloak gets destroyed, you probably won't have wherever you place your spare cloak. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The poor Marcus with all these acid bats and him being the only one resistant to acid, he's gonna end up like practically naked by the end of this dungeon with his luck.
And that would be terrible.
Absolutely.
Well, at least we have confirmation that his clothes are not acid resistant. Although, are they fire resistant? I'm still not sure.
I got the impression that they were fire resistant because he's jumped through fire so many times as a stupid party trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might just have to do with like the ability to control fire, maybe, and then
I
you just
think
put
it's
it out.
mostly fireproof because like trying to avoid getting any of the fire on his clothes or even them getting hot enough when he's like going into furnaces and nonsense, that would be insane amounts of control. I'm pretty sure he just like got fireproof clothes when he realized that he was going to set himself on fire all the time.
Where do you even get fireproof clothes?
Magic.
Magic.
He probably enchanted them to be fireproof or something.
Yep, just didn't think of the acid. I just gotta wonder why they don't upgrade their stuff more. Like, I get it, they're normally broke. They really need to worry about that. They're reaching like Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star levels of consistently broke. But at the same time, guys, when you do have money on rare occasions, like once the loot table is in effect again, you gotta start upgrading your stuff, cause come on.
At least get Kira's sword.
Yes.
Well, it's only been a few episodes since that. You can't just be like, hey, I need a sword, and just run up to some random vendor and get a nice, enormous sword.
I mean, you could if it's Rat.
Rat doesn't sell swords, he has a bookshop.
So that's
Oh
what
my
you
God.
that with the
They
sword.
got a death chair from him and 2 giant cheese wheels.
Back in the like I was rewatching it at some point, the first one with Rat, and I noticed that on his table beside the nunchucks and the book, there did appear to be like a sword. So I'm assuming that was for Ashe, but Ashe never spotted it and went for it.
Damn
Since
it.
everyone else got something, but Ashe didn't.
Damn it, Faust.
I mean, honestly, if they asked Rat, hey, do you know where we can get a sword or something? He'd probably find something. It's Rat.
Yeah.
He's like that vendor in every dungeon. Why are you here? How did you get here? What are you doing with your life? Why are the monsters not attacking you? So, would you like to buy or sell something? But how many knives does Ashe have? Because I'm not sure she's always retrieved them after throwing.
She's only thrown a dagger like 2 or 3 times. She's not like used her dagger a lot.
Yeah.
I am all for Ashe getting a whole bunch of throwing knives.
Yes.
Considering her habit of throwing her sword, she should get throwing knives.
That or using that spectral sword more, but I get the feeling that that's one of the things that might screw up her like bindings or something. It was never really clear. My God, we need a spreadsheet on this shit.
That's what I keep saying. We need to make a list of all of the spells people have used.
Have we talked about in the have we talked about it in the title screen how those like clouds don't look like clouds? I don't know, to me they look more like spirits in like the title card.
Dude, now I'm gonna have to go check that out.
I'm on the site right now, or I'm on their YouTube page. Give me a sec.
Like if I was artistically talented enough, I could probably like draw bodies inside the clouds and they look like kind of normalish.
Yeah, they look more like wispy things than clouds.
I just like realized that this episode, like, oh hey,
Didn't they say that the wisps are like larval forms
Yeah,
of
they're
reincarnated spirit folk or something?
Which puts a
Go into
terrifying
the
twist
cycle.
on the time that Marcus tried to drink one. Like, which makes that so much more terrifying.
He was trying to drink a baby.
He was trying to drink like a soul mixed with a baby.
Well, he is fairly demonic looking, so.
Yeah, but normally he doesn't. Can we appreciate that the most demonic looking member of the party and the one who in fact has demon heritage is the one who is probably the nicest member of the group, for all that Gregor has his heart in the right place. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say that overall Marcus kind of wins on the morality meter, because Gregor's sort of racist against non-humans a bunch.
Yeah.
And that's why we were introduced to him first.
Yeah, with the exception of Don't, he is really kind of racist.
Speciesist?
Yes.
Speciesist would be a better term.
Speciesist. Sorry, I think racist because they're called races in D&D. Also, I guess he's not completely, because I mean he was against people stereotyping the band just because they lay with spirits.
Well, his whole thing is monsters, not spirit folk.
Right, and he doesn't consider spirit folk to be monsters.
Unless they murder people. He doesn't like people who murder other people or creatures that murder people.
But how hardcore was Ashe though? Just being all like, okay, these guys fuck with your hear, or you can. Well, spell only works if you can hear, and jams fucking quills into her ears.
So fucking
Good lord.
hardcore.
It's really hardcore.
They
I
knew what
couldn't
the
do that.
spirit folk could do. Why didn't they just get like earplugs?
I know it.
I mean, like, Marcus covered his ears and he had an auditory hallucination covering those things, and he was still mostly disabled, if not completely disabled by them.
The hallucination was only to make them high pitched. It didn't like muffle the sound. It just made them higher pitched, which only
And
increased
painful.
the pain.
I mean, I think it was supposed to like alter it so that it wouldn't do the fear thing. Because to be fair, it's significantly less freaky if it sounds like Mickey Mouse.
But that just turned into a high
Not
pitched
really.
shriek.
Yeah, that was kind of a good plan. It just didn't end well.
And today
Yeah.
this week we learned that Matt can do really strange Mickey Mouse impression.
I just want to bring up, I really, really like how Faust is doing, like, with the voice acting. You can really sort of believe the amount of pain that Ashe is going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it really sells it.
I also found it hilarious in the fact that Jay just did not expect the quill thing, and you just hear his what?
Yeah.
Everyone, the reaction is
Everyone.
either what or laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocked, horrified
Or
laughter.
what and then laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I was immediately thinking Ashe was going to suggest they all do, because she'd just be like, look, I'm just going to temporarily make you deaf, and then we can fix it afterwards.
I was not expecting it at all. Like, I completely forgot about the whole, oh yeah, she can fix herself. I was just like, what the fuck, Ashe?
Not to mention the whole thing that Ashe's healing isn't like instant or permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she had like a
horrible.
horrible ringing.
Yeah.
We've heard from her that it's not permanent, but some of the healing she's done, like, we haven't heard anything more about that ankle that Marcus had messed up that she healed. So I think it kind of depends on how much effort she puts into it. Like, Marcus was partially liquefied. He has not re-liquefied since she fixed him.
Well, to
Something
be
like
fair, she did say that the way it usually works is that it's temporary, because then by the time that it starts coming undone, the body's already starting to just build upon it.
I wonder if she has to, like, regularly heal up Marcus. Just to make sure he doesn't, re-liquefy.
It's like a checkup.
Yeah.
Like,
Marcus's leg just starts kind of like pooling across the floor. Okay, Ashe, can you check this for a sec?
I did kind of like how she grabbed him by the hair to heal him. Like, come here, Marcus.
Well, that is the best thing to grab other than his tail.
Yeah.
I would like
His
to see
arm?
how he would react if someone grabbed his tail, though. Would he react like a cat?
Presumably, because that would be extremely uncomfortable.
I feel like it would fall off. Because, like, he can, like, take off his horns.
I don't think he has lizard. Actually, wait, no, he did pull his tail off once.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Fuck.
Isn't that like a trait though? Like he can take off his horns and his
I
tail. It's like one of the like tiefling traits, I think.
Yeah, but
I-
then he like his hand became like a white knuckled fist.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt less. They just won't stay gone. They won't stay gone, but it's like if you removed one of your toes. It'll hurt
Ugh.
just as much. You just happen to have a regrowable toe. You still removed a body part.
It seemed to be kind of like how you guys ever see the X-Men movies with Angel, like one kid who like hacked off his wings and they kept growing back.
Nothing specific. One general thing that I meant to bring up before, which is, in general, have we ever touched upon the level of pain tolerance they've each shown? Because like Marcus could barely handle not passing out when he pulled off his tail. Ashe has dealt with like multiple bleeding, painful wounds at once while impaling herself on the feet to climb up something. Like Ashe, I think her pain tolerance alone shows that she is not human. Because most humans would get 2/3 of the way to where she's been in the past and go into shock.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane the level of pain tolerance she has shown.
It could be the guardian thingy keeping her from dying.
Yeah, or going into
something.
shock. Because if something's supposed to protect your whole island, you kind of don't want it passing out from pain. It's sort of useless.
Yeah.
I also feel like I want to point out the fact that the band was affected by fear, and just like that whole like monologue thing that Jay gave, that I couldn't, to be honest, I couldn't really keep up with it, but like it obviously had some importance since he was going on and on about it, how like the band felt fear and remorse and pain for his friend who just died. I just found that interesting.
The way they described it, I kind of got the impression that normally a band don't. Maybe it's tied into the mask. Maybe along with like doing that weird thing with their faces, it sort of lessens the emotions they feel. Because I mean, Horvin, like even if he was playing a part, he was still kind of acting different than the person we've seen him be so far when he had the mask on. Like when he cracked it, he was talking more, but
Well, because the mask, regardless of it, that's kind of how it have to work. Because the mask emits noise. You're still going to hear it if you're wearing it. It's not like you're not going to hear the mask because it's facing away from you. It emits a sound that goes everywhere.
so it makes them immune to the fear effect of the other masks, and it dulls most emotions.
Presumably. I was going to say, if they get a mask from a band, can they wear the mask and make them immune to other bands' mask effects?
Yeah, but we don't know how Horvin got his off, and walking into town wearing band masks would probably go over super bad.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, we brought a bunch of backup. Oh shit, put down the weapons. Which seems like something they do, actually.
I'm going to guess it's like a will thing. Like you can't take the mask off unless the person who's wearing it wants it off.
But
Or they're
then
dead. Yeah, or they're
Horvin,
dead.
like, Horvin had to crack it. Why not just remove it? They could all tell who he was.
Because he had to distort the voice thing.
But no, I mean, if he needed to not break their ears, then why not remove it? I'm thinking
Because he
something
didn't want to
special.
take the mask off.
They all knew who he was. We all know.
When there's a mask involved, you play along.
Right.
Oh, on Tumblr I brought up Death Ashe AU.
Yes. Yes.
And also Death Kier, because let's be honest, he does so many explosions. He has to be at least partially deaf, if not completely deaf.
Yeah.
Absolutely with you on that one.
And so like
Yeah, dude's probably got at least some hearing damage.
Yeah.
And then also her teaching others sign language and teaching Char sign language so he can communicate better, and trying to teach it to Marcus, but he knows like 3 other different types. Because I'm pretty sure it's like nearly canon that he knows like a shit ton of languages, so he would know like a bunch of different sign languages to like go with it. So he just keep on getting like the signs mixed up.
Oh, I just realized how relevant it was that I wrote Ashe is using sign language in the reversal AU thing.
Yeah, that's how I brought it up. It's like, oh yeah, she'd be able to do that. And, like she'd have like more of a reason to do that if she was deaf.
Oh, right, that one.
I had Charles using sign language in Mythic a while ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Charoth using sign language is the cutest because everything about Charoth is adorable. I love Charoth. We need to see more of him.
Mm-hmm.
We
Him
definitely.
Ashe acting all like protective of him is super cute.
We definitely need more of the adorable baby shrimp death god.
Mama Ashling and Babu Chara.
Then again, it could also be Inian. Oh god, what? What have I done? I made a terrible mistake.
Why? Me and Kappa are both here. Why would you mention her? What were you expecting?
I forgot that Kappa also was an Inian fan. I regret the choices leading up to this point. Do you ever wonder, like, whether or not Inian's willingness to avoid Ashe consistently might be indicative of just how tough Ashe really is, especially considering the fact that, like, Kier, or not Kier, especially considering Colvin said how tough Inian really is. So if somebody makes Inian scared, like, that means that she probably has a top limit that's significantly past Colvin, and Colvin alone is, like, scarier than most Honorians, and Honorians are scary to all of them.
I feel like it's more of a she knows that Ashe is going to spend like the next like week and a half just looking for her, and that they'll probably engage in like a few hour long duel of some variety, and she just doesn't want to waste time and effort on that, and she presumably doesn't want to kill Ashe for whatever reason. So
yeah. Well, also, one has to take into account that she probably hasn't met many people who are willing to keep punching her until they get through a stone skin. Most people are sane enough not to break their hand hitting until they get through. Like, she didn't even use the pommel of her dagger. She just punched.
Well, that's also a thing, is that not many people can punch her until they break their hand, heal it, and then resume punching her.
I mean, when do you think Inian found out, like, how Ashe, like, broke through it? She probably used WizBiz, or she just, like, thought about it for a while when she wasn't in immediate danger. But, like, at first she was just confused how someone got through it. I gotta wonder what her reaction was when she realized that someone actually punched her until their hand broke.
Probably was, oh shit, what the fuck?
Just a new note, avoid this person. They have so much anger. I was just reminded, because of the so much anger thing, that one small thing that bothers me is that you can assign to most of them any one of the 7 deadly sins that fits them perfectly. Marcus's pride, Ashe's wrath, Thog is obviously greed, but freaking Gregor just doesn't fit any of them.
He's a sin.
What?
He kind of fits pride.
Kinda.
What are the 7 deadly sins again?
Pride, sloth, lust, wrath, envy, gluttony, and
Greed.
Greed, thank you.
He's also the most, like, non-sinful person, like, out of the group, so it would make sense that he doesn't fit a sin.
Yeah, he's the most non-sinful, but still not necessarily the best.
What's Kier, man?
Like, example point to the complexity of their character. I guess Kier would be gluttony, not necessarily in the sense of food, but in the sense of just a general hunger for experiences. Like, he constantly wants new experiences. Wait, was that gluttony or lust?
When you're talking about lust, sexual sense, it just means it's something you want, not necessarily something you go after actively. I don't know.
We could say that Gregor's is lust in the murder sense, I guess, or Ashe.
Lust is specifically sexual stuff normally, whereas gluttony can be gluttony for multiple things, not just food.
Yeah, that's why the phrase actually, glutton for punishment exists.
Alternatively, that could be no, it was lust that was could originally include an uncontrolled desire for money, food, fame, or power. So I guess Kier could be lust. Yeah, there was no way avoiding giggling on that one.
I had the idea of Red versus Blue AIs.
Yes!
Because I know we've talked about Red versus Blue and like who would be who, but we didn't go into the AI bit.
I'm still super behind on Red versus Blue, so
you guys actually convinced me to start watching that, by the way, so if I don't see the light of day for like a week, I will blame you entirely.
I watched the first 11 seasons in like 3 days.
Did you have to
You're
go to school in the meantime?
You can do that.
I'm homeschooled.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Ashe would either have a Charoth AI or it'd be the other way around.
Would it be like Maine then, where Charoth can't talk, so Ashe interprets everything for him?
Ooh.
Because that would be pretty adorable.
That would. What's even funnier is just imagining Charoth in the armor.
It would be, oh god, it'd be like black and gray and purple and red. Like it'd look kind of like a mixture of both. It'd be so creepy.
Yeah. Green. Was just like the white hair. That'd be like the only accent was just her hair.
Yeah.
And then with it'd be Marcus and Kier.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Marcus would be the AI just because, just like he'd be the devil on the shoulder, and that joke would just be circled around a bunch of times.
That would be so cute. Oh my god.
No, but if we did have Marcus be the soldier, that'd be kind of cool to have two AI, one be the tax goat, and then one be Kier. He'd start out with Kier and like get the tax goat somehow, and then people would say, "Oh no, you can't handle two AI," but it's like, "Yeah, I can," and he does.
The text goes just a really simple one. It just makes wet noises. It doesn't really do anything. So no one's really sure why he has it. Okay, but Ashe with Inian as an AI.
Oh my god.
she'd want to murder everyone.
They'd get into fights all the time.
Oh my god, that'd be perfect. No, not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Not for Ashe, for us. And then, of course, Gregor would either have no AI or he'd have a don't AI.
I think that would be adorable if don't. Because she can never decide what her avatar should look like.
Don't would basically be Theta.
Yeah.
Just
Wait,
basically be Theta.
where would Thog fit into this?
Last time this was when we last run of the Red versus Blue AU, I suggested he be the director because that image is extremely funny to me.
Yeah, I figured I might as well just throw it out there since you guys were going on about Red versus Blue and I had no idea what was going on. So, the Jack and Daxter alternate universe. I just sort of like to imagine Thog as the long-suffering leader of the underground.
He would make a really good Torn.
He would. Like, if he wasn't the leader of the underground, he would still get on really well with Torn. Ashe would be the one going off doing all the dangerous missions. She would also have Crimson Guard tattoos on her face. I think that'd be really cool. I doodled that in the fit of boredom. Marcus would be the one who inevitably got turned into an Ottsel. And if you don't know what an Ottsel is, imagine a cross between an otter and a weasel, and it's bright orange.
That sounds adorable.
Except in Marcus's case, it would probably be blonde.
That sounds adorable.
Probably
It
not.
is. And Gregor would be a wastelander, I think. he would probably fit in really well with those people.
He would fit in really well in the wastes.
Yeah.
He'd be
I
Sig.
hadn't really thought much about that. Yeah, he would be like basically Sig, except he would stick around more. I didn't really think much beyond that though. So there's all the other characters you could probably slot in somewhere, but that's me.
So do we want to do what we think will happen next episode?
Hopefully people will
Sure.
get a chance to rest and heal.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
but probably not.
Probably not, considering they're
Yeah.
kind of just trekking
Yeah.
through catacombs, and that'd be pretty boring.
If it turns out the lizard thing isn't the spirit they're looking for, then maybe they should scoop some more of those things up, the ones that drilled through the side, figure out a way to keep them from drilling through the side of the flasks, and next time instead of throwing the liquid onto people, they should throw those little boring things onto people. Or is that
Get the
Ugh.
and then they get the lizard to attack them instead of the group. That
Or,
could work.
Or just trust the little worms to bore through the person's flesh and cause enough pain to distract them, if not kill them.
That would work too.
Or lead more people off of cliffs into deep pits that exist for no apparent reason.
Oh god, that was
Oh, they do
it hurt seeing that mask go over the edge for them. Like, why didn't Marcus dive after it, grab the mask, cut the head off while they fell, and then missed himself back up?
Because it's not like an endless pit. You can't do all of that in the span of 20 seconds.
Plus, I don't think he can carry anything with him while he's in Misty form.
Except for his clothes and his entire fanny pack.
True, but I doubt he'd have.
Clothes are exempt from those kind of rules. I mean, think about it when you do shapeshifting.
And you could even missed when he was on top of Gregor and he did the push-up thing. He said he couldn't do that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he couldn't.
I kind of figured he couldn't miss the way because, well, it would hit Gregor.
Yeah, I think that was what he meant there, that it was going to hit Gregor if he moved. And he didn't want to leave Gregor open.
Well, I don't think they're going to, but I'm hopeful that they're going to encounter the Lich Owl for extremely obvious reasons.
I hope they encounter the skunk spiders.
Yeah, because, all of those spider webs. I feel like Ashe will really, really dislike the skunk spiders.
I think they're just going to continue on through the underground layer that they're currently trapped in. I think it's going to be quite a long one, judging from the descriptions Jay was giving at the end there.
And also the fact that they said that they didn't want to cut anything out, on Twitter.
Yeah. So I think might be a while before we see them actually take on the Spiritfolk. But I think we might see more glimpses of it, if that was the thing in the ceiling. If not, I think we might get a few hints as to what it looks like on the way. Or more taunting from it.
Hopefully Kier gets a sword too. I really hope Kier just finds a corpse with a sword on it and decides to keep it.
As long as it's a, bastard sword or whatever he currently has, because we've already seen that he cannot handle a short sword. He's useless with it.
Well, he's not exactly amazing with a regular sword either.
Yeah, but I mean, remember how when Ashe had his ability, she couldn't even pick up her sword without fumbling it?
I thought that was because of his strength.
No, it's because he basically has, a terrible dex score, or at least he doesn't have proficiency with even basic weapons. Unless he specifically took a weapon proficiency, he wouldn't have proficiency with any weapon.
I'm going to say it's because they swapped skills, so he doesn't know how to use one.
I'd be impressed if they ran into someone on the way. Just at all. Not even the next episode, just they ran into another merc.
They're gonna get in a duel.
Marcus, don't kill the No, what am I saying? Marcus, kill the competition. At least kill that hat guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of a skis.
His head is too big for his body.
His head is too big for his body.
Yeah. Alright, so you can find us on Spiritfolk Saturdays at tumblr.com. We also have a Skype chat for other billing intent-based stuff. Thanks for listening. We'll see everyone next week, hopefully. Bye.
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 Bye.